So now that we've done that, we're going to do some practice ACT questions. So I'm gonna ask you guys to read questions out loud and underline. So Richard, could you please come up and read number 1 out loud and underline what parts of the question you think are important.
What was the high temperature on January 19th? I feel like high temperature is important as well as January 19th.
Okay. Now, using that question and what you've underlined and this graph, please answer the question and talk me through your process.
Alright, so we're looking for high temperature on January 19th. So I would find January 19th on the day axis right here, and I underlined high temperature, so I can see that high temperature would be the dotted line. So I'm going to go up from January 19th to the dotted line and find it about right here, a little above 1.0. Oh, but we're doing temperature, so about 90 degrees.
Good catch. So you realize that your answer is going to be the temperature, kept that in mind, and looked at the correct axis. So it's good correction, because that's easy when you're on the SAT and going through quickly to not do that. Good job. So Justin, I would like you to trade places with Richard. Read number 2 out loud and underline what you think is important.
So how many inches did it rain on the day in which the high temperature was the highest? So specifically, of the days listed, we want the one where the high temperature is the highest, and then for that day it's asking how many inches of rain.
Right, so just walk me through the process like Richard did.
Yeah, so the first thing is, out of the 7 days, you need to know which one the high temperature is the highest. So kind of based on this, the high temperature being the dashed line, and just kind of following throughout, it goes up to, I say this one, which translates to the 21st of January, and then going to daily precipitation, which is this solid line, and tracing that back up, but then going to the axis that describes inches. I'd say it's about 0.3 inches.
0.3 inches, good. So
Of precipitation.
Precipitation, great job. So Justin went through, he realized what the question was actually asking for. The final answer that you want is inches of rain, right? And it wants it in this kind of like convoluted way. So he went through, made sure to double check the legend to see where the highest temperature was found that day, and then made sure to look at the correct axis to find the actual inches of rain for that day. So Richard, finally, I want you to answer the last question for me. Thank you. And do what you did for number 1.
On the day with the most rain, what was the difference between a high and low temperature? So, day with most rain and difference between high and low temp.
So what is your final answer going to be?
The difference between the high and low temperature.
All right. So please walk me through your process of finding that, and you can do any work that you need to do on the board.
All right. So, first we need to find the day with the most rain, which we found in question 2 here, being January 21st. Right, yep, because that's precipitation, so that's the most rain. And so now that's the highest amount of rain, so in order to find the lowest, we have to subtract the low. Yeah, in order to find the difference, we have to subtract the lowest. High and low temperature.
What just happened here?
Okay, so I was trying to find the difference in precipitation. I need to find the difference in temperature.
Right. So again, the question is asking you the day with the most rain. So what's the day with the most rain?
Right. So I was looking at temperature. Okay. So precipitation is the solid green line. So the highest day would be here, which corresponds with the 17th of January.
Good job.
Now, on the 17th of January, we want to look at temperature, which is the dotted green and the brown. So the dotted green, which being the high temperature, is at 0.08 or 0.8, and the low
0.8 what?
inches.
Now what are we looking for?
The difference.
Difference in what?
Temperature.
Is temperature measured in inches?
No.
No. So what was the mistake there?
You're sparing. Oh my goodness.
It's okay, Richard. So you're still looking at this graph,
Difference
right?
between high and low temperature. Temperature
okay.
is degrees, which is not 0.8. But this is the temperature line.
Right.
So we're gonna go over here and corresponds to 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Good job. And that's an example to always write down your units to make sure what the math you're doing makes sense.
That does make sense. Now we want to find the lowest temperature, which corresponds to the solid brown line, which is definitely this one. And on the 17th of January, which is right here, which corresponds to 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Good job.
And that would equal 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
So the answer number 3 is what?
30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Great. And what happened to Richard is really easy mistake to make when you're taking the ACT and you're going really quickly. So that's just a reminder to us to always double check what we looked at the beginning, right? Which lines correspond to which variables and which axes actually measure those variables. You guys did a great job. Now we're going to move on to pie chart.